Hello again, I hope you had your alarm clocks ready for the final kilometer. As expected, nothing to see until the final kilometer. Against my assumption, there was very little traffic during the sprint. Only Molano had no space to follow the wheel of Meillet, and Gaviria had to use a hand to open a gap for himself. In the end, this leads to Meillet winning with an impressive acceleration, coming from position 30 and going through no gap at the barriers. Using Van Poppel left the inside open for Bennett to pass. As yesterday, Bennett just waited again until all passed him. This time Bennett made it to place 2. Third place for Groenewegen, who just couldn't follow the kick of Meillet. Fourth for Olaf Koy, who came from far behind. And fifth provisionally for Gaviria. For my picks, I already mentioned Groenewegen, who had a good position and was just not strong enough today. Now over to the other ones. Before his questionable move, Gaviria had the right wheel of Meillet. He couldn't follow him, which led to him crossing and then pushing away Bauhaus. For my daily Caleb watch, his lead-out looked okay. They stayed together until 400 meters to the finish. His last lead-out was just not strong enough and lost multiple positions, and Caleb never opened his sprint. My last rider for today, Sam Welsford, picked the wheel of Caleb. Switched the side of the road, took a lot of headwind and lost multiple positions, but then fought back up to place 7. With now 3 sprint stages done, let's look at tomorrow. Final stage coming up and finally a climb coming. Never thought this would be a phrase coming out of my mouth. It will be 154 kilometers from Zaza bin Zayed Stadium to Jabal Hafid with a mountaintop finish. The climb is 10.7 kilometers long with an average gradient of 6.8%. The maximum gradient will be 10%. In the past editions, this was enough to get smaller splits, which means around 30 seconds between the first 5 riders and around a minute to the first bigger group. With wind action of the beginning of the stage or a very weak day of the top 3 riders, we could see a bigger change-up of the podium places. But most likely, we won't see a change in the top 3, as both Remco and Bilbao were already some of the best climbers before the race. Only Plapp has maybe to be afraid of his spot. Then let's look at the wind to see how much action we will be seeing tomorrow. This first loop in the desert would look quite promising if we had wind tomorrow. Well, as in the last few days, the wind went to sleep. So again, no wind action. Just a final climb as a selection. At the climb, the wind is coming from the side, meaning after an attack, you are not too much in a disadvantage compared to the chasers. It is not as good as the conditions on the UBU stage, but yeah, what will you do? At least no headwind. With this being the last stage, we won't see a breakaway win again. So who will be the strongest at the climb? I can see anyone here dropping Remco, and his kick looked strong at the last mountaintop finish. Second will be Adam Yates. Third place is for me Pedro Bilbao. As the final this time will not just be a kick, instead it will be opened earlier so he can come back and climb to third place. That's all for me today. Have fun watching the races. I will be back next week with the preview of Strade Bianca.